And good morning. Welcome to Live Jai-Alai in the Magic City on YouTube's Jai-Alai Channel. I'm Stu Nyman. I'm here with Andrew Bleckman, and we are pleased to welcome you to this Thursday matinee performance. Good morning, Andrew.
Morning, Stu. Good to be back.
Nice couple days off. We have 9 games for you beginning at noon. In addition to fast and fun Jai-Alai action, each of today's games offer win, play, show, quinella, exacta, and trifecta wagering. And if these terms are new to you, we'll explain them throughout the performance. We also have a pick 3 wager in Game 4. The high-paying High 5 jackpot begins in Game 3 with its $2,000 guarantee. Now that's guarantee. We're already up over that total. And the jackpot continues to grow. We also have the all-new Mighty Ocho jackpot that begins in Game 1. Online wagering is available at watchandwager.com, and if you happen to be in Connecticut, mywinners.com, which is affiliated with Connecticut Off-Track Betting. But placing bets is not necessary to enjoy all we have in store for you today. We have 2 scratches in today's performance. Now, a scratch happens when a player who's been scheduled to play in a game and his name is printed in the program is unable to play as a result of an injury or illness. Ron, who was scheduled to come back today, is not completed his medical clearance. And Jedden, who's coming back from a lower back injury, is still out. He'll be back on Saturday. That affects today's performance. This will be a rundown of those scratches of Jedden and Ron as we go through today's program. There are no scratches in Game 1. In Game 2, post 6, scratch Jedden, replace Jedden with Anderluck. Game 2, post 6, scratch Jedden, replace Jedden with Anderluck. Game 3, post 5 in the backcourt, scratch Jedden, replace Jedden with Rock. Game 3, post 5 in the backcourt, scratch Jedden, replace Jedden with Rock. There are no scratches in Game 4. Game 5, post 1, scratch Ron, replace Ron with Anderluck. Game 5, post 1, scratch Ron, replace Ron with Anderluck. Game 5, post 4, scratch Jedden, replace Jedden with Diaz. Game 5, post 4, scratch Jedden, replace Jedden with Diaz. Game 6, post 1, scratch Jedden, replace Jedden with Tennessee. Game 6, post 1, scratch Jedden, replace Jedden with Tennessee. Game 7, 2 scratches again. Game 7, post 1, scratch Jedden, replace Jedden with Assier. Game 7, post 1, scratch Jedden, replace Jedden with Assier. Game 7, post 8, scratch Ron, replace Ron with Carballo. Game 7, post 8, scratch Ron, replace Ron with Carballo. Game 8, post 1, scratch Ron, replace Ron with Bueno. Game 8, post 1, scratch Ron, replace Ron with Bueno. Game 8, post 6, scratch Jedden, replace Jedden with Ben. Game 8, post 6, scratch Jedden, replace Jedden with Ben. Finally, in our 9th game, post 8, scratch Ron, replace Ron with El Barba. Game 9, post 8, scratch Ron, replace Ron with El Barba. Both Ron and Jedden were scheduled to play today. Jedden will be back tomorrow, and be back on Saturday rather, and Ron could be back as early as tomorrow. So, with all this in mind, we ask you to place your wagers as early as possible to avoid being shut out in between games. We recognize that many of you are sheltering in place or safer at home or just trying to get by as best you can as we all confront this new normal. Wherever you may be, we hope you are safe and healthy. We're just glad that we're able to bring you Jai-Alai as sports entertainment this afternoon. We now welcome you to sit back and relax because at 12 noon it will be time to play Jai-Alai.
And thank you, Stu, for that introduction. And before we get into today's action, Stu mentioned all these first 8 games of the day will have spectacular 7 scoring. What does that mean? Well, this video is going to help explain it. Watch it to find out. Take a look.
Spectacular 7 singles games are played with 8 players. Each player wears a different color jersey numbered 1 through 8 on the front. These numbers are traditionally referred to as post numbers. Post numbers are used to signify the order in which the athletes will play in a game. These numbers are also used for betting purposes. Don't be confused by the numbers on the back of our jerseys. Those are just for fun. Each game begins when the player in the post 1 red jersey serves to the player in the post 2 blue jersey. The served ball must land between the 4 and 7 lines marked on the court's side wall. If the ball lands between those lines, the serve is good and play continues until one of those 2 players wins that matchup. The player who loses the matchup exits the court and waits for his next turn at the end of the rotation. It's important to note that every game has 2 rounds. The first 7 matchups in a game make up round 1. Each matchup in round 1 is worth 1 point. Round 2 refers to all matchups that take place after the 7th and final matchup of round 1. The number of matchups in round 2 varies from game to game. And in round 2, each matchup is worth 2 points. The first player to earn 7 points wins the game.
And thank you all for watching that little explanation video about Spectacular 7 scoring. As I said, all of our first 8 games of this performance will have Spectacular 7 scoring, meaning we will be playing up to 7 points, as that video just explained. Post positions on your screen now for our first game, and before we get into game number 1, let's give a recap of the standings heading into week number 3, week 2. Good action in our second week. Ikeda piled on 10 wins in week 1, 2 more in the second week. He still leads going into week 3. He has 12 victories on the season. Ikeda winning at a 30% clip in all of his appearances, so a pretty solid start to the season for Ikeda. Won the Golden Cesta, which is our Player of the Week first week. The Golden Cesta is awarded to the player with the most wins every week. Ikeda with 10 that first week. 2 last week gives him 12 on the year. And then in second place in singles, Douglas, our champion from 2019 in both singles and doubles. Douglas played in a little less games, higher winning percentage, winning at a solid 42% rate. 42% of the games he's played in, he's won. So when Douglas gets in there, definitely a formidable opponent. 10 wins, 2 places, 2 shows, 2 quads, so pretty evenly spread out outside of that win column for Douglas. Definitely the top player on our roster, showing that he definitely has brought it back in year 2. And then tied for third. We got a 3-way tie, Stu. We have Anderluck, one of the top guys in those higher level games. He's got 8 wins, and then 2 guys in those sort of middle level games. You got Vuelo and you got Diaz. Diaz was last week's Golden Cesta winner. He had 5 wins last week, which was the most out of anybody on the roster, so pretty impressive week for Diaz. 8 wins on the year, 7 places also, so Diaz right up there in all the games he's playing. Pretty tightly packed leaderboard headed into week 3. And still, as we say every day, Stu, a lot more highlight to play through the end of this year. We've got months and months of action to go, doubles, singles, the whole 9 yards.
And of course, if you'd like to keep up with statistics on your own, you can check out our daily statistics, entries, results, even the game pages at MagicCityCasino.com. There's a little tab that says Jai-Alai. There's a drop-down menu. You can pick out all the information you could possibly want. If you don't happen to be watching this on YouTube, on the Jai-Alai Channel, you can even watch a live stream through the website. Andrew, how are your days off?
Stu, was a nice relaxing time. Got to watch a little bit of those highlight replays, which is good. We apologize to some of the fans out there with those comments. We'll definitely be more on top of that. Obviously, we've been working to figure out the process here. We're only in week 3 of doing this, so we apologize for that, but we've got some questions loaded up, and hopefully we'll get those going as we have time throughout the broadcast. We got a couple more videos today, so we'll get those going, Stu. How was your time?
Good. Quiet.
Absolutely.
Didn't do anything.
Much needed, absolutely.
That was about it. We have less than a minute till post, ladies and gentlemen. That means we'll begin game 1 in just less than 1 minute.
And on the flip side of those standings, we just mentioned the top. Let's look at the bottom. A couple of guys on the roster still winless headed in to week 3. We have in the Pink of Post 7 in game 1, Juice. Juice had a tough week last week. couldn't get in the money in any of his games, but we know that Juice, a ton of power, can score quickly, and also Bueno, a ton of places for him as well, 20 in the money. So 2 guys to watch to look to get their first win of 2020. Whistle blows, game number 1. We'll toss it over to Stu.
And as you see, 0 minutes to game means it's time to begin our first game, a spectacular 7 singles match. Play to 7 points. Points will double after the first round of play. Our first matchup of the day has Fred serving to CRB in the blue of post 2. There's the serve. We begin game 1. Powerful forehand throw by CRB. Fred with a swing and a miss on a rebote, point 2. 2 first up on the board in our first game. That brings us our next matchup. CRB serves to Lamonte. That's powerful serve, a little too powerful. That's an overserve. Ball must land between the 4 and 7 line. That went past the 7. This point goes to Lamonte in post 3. Lamonte now served to the green shirt of post 4. Here's Diaz. Lamonte from midcourt. High to the front wall from the forehand. That's a nice forehand rebote save. Lamonte got to it. Throws a carom.
Wow.
That's going to score. Well thrown by Lamonte. Point 3.
Good to see him having the confidence to throw those caroms. Great shot for Lamonte to start the day.
Black shirt at post 5 receives. Here's Cool Fitness. Lamonte on the backhand. Here's Cool Fitness. Lamonte with another good catch. Hard backhand throw. Here's Cool Fitness. He threw it blind. Lamonte moved up and got it. Just lifts this to the backcourt. Rebote with a soft touch. Missed on the forehand of Lamonte. Point 5. Here's post 6, Tennessee. Fine backhand throw by Tennessee. Cool Fitness with the rebote on the left side. Powerful forehand. Drops to the feet of Cool Fitness. He makes the rebote save. Another soft touch. Cortada scores for Tennessee. Point 6. Our next matchup has Tennessee serving to the pink shirt of post 7. Number 10, Juice. Tennessee from the forehand. Ball dropped by Juice. Point 6. Here now to complete the first round and receive the purple shirt of post 8, Asier. Asier opens from the backhand. Tennessee for the rebote. Goes down to one knee to make the play. Here's Asier. Asier for the rebote. He goes to the floor to make the save. Asier, nice rebote left side. Here's Tennessee with a missed ball. Point 8.
That's great effort by Asier there to hang in the point.
8 gets the last point of the first round. That completes the first round of play, and all matchups are now worth 2 points. First to return in the second round, Fred. Powerful backhand by Fred. Asier is there. Fred from the forehand. Low and inside. Caught by Asier. Asier goes deep. Forehand rebote by Fred. Another good catch by Asier. That's trouble. Too low to try to throw the rebote. Got to get that one coming first go round. 0.8. Asier has 3 points. He's serving to the returning two post in the blue shirt. CRB receives. Powerful backhand by CRB, goes wall to wall. Swing and a miss on the rebote, 0.2. Here's post 4 in the green shirt. Diaz receives. Excellent serve by CRB. Puts Diaz in the corner. That ball hit the overhead screen. You can throw it hard, just got to throw with control. That touched, 0.4. Diaz is now serving to the returning three post in the white shirt, Lamonte. Lamonte with a nice backhand. He keeps that away from the overhead screen. 0.3. Lamonte has 4 points in this 7-point game. He is serving to Cool Fitness. The black shirt of post 5 receives. Scoop attempt missed on the forehand of Lamonte, 0.5. Here's post 7. There's a powerful throw by Juice. That carom was the right throw because Juice was up against the wall. Hard to throw from that spot. 0.7. Here's post 6, the yellow shirt, Tennessee receives. Juice with a catch. Holding. Took too many steps on that ball. 0.6.
Yeah, Juice has a tendency to do that with the forehand sometimes. That one just a little too long for the officials' liking.
Yes, you need to make that catch, position yourself, and throw. Can't take that many steps. Fred receives. Powerful backhand. Rebote comes low. Tennessee threads the needle to the inside where it scores. 0.6. Well thrown by Tennessee.
Yeah, just perfect placement there right along the side wall for Fred. That one scores, giving him possible game point here.
Possible game point for Tennessee in post 6. Trying to stop him is Asier. Good catch by Asier. And it scores, 0.8. Possible game point now for the purple shirt of post 8. Asier trying to stop him, post 2, CRB. CRB throwing it hard, but keeping it away from the overhead screen this time. Asier goes for the rebote, but throws it off the court. Point 2. We have another possible game point, this time for post 2 in the blue shirt. CRB trying to stop him, Diaz. Diaz on the backhand. Drops it in at the 9 line. CRB's there. Catch by Diaz. He winds up. Faked the 2-wall. Put it back inside to score. Point 4.
And Diaz is so good on that 2-wall from the left side, which is why he can fake that. That time kept it to the inside. Totally fooled CRB. Good point for him.
Here's post 3, Lamonte. Lamonte from the forehand. Good catch by Diaz. Lamonte got hit with the ball coming in. Tried to take it on the right side. Had to keep that one on the left side. Point 4. Possible game point now for the green shirt at post 4. Diaz trying to stop him. Cool Fitness. Ball missed on the forehand of Diaz, point 5. Another possible game point, our 5th. Someone's got to win the game. For post 5, Cool Fitness, trying to stop him, Juice. Point and game. And a happy dance from Cool Fitness. 5 wins it. 6 serves to 4. This is for second and third place. Diaz on the backhand. Clipped the sidewall. Tennessee caught it. Cortada scores for Tennessee. Point and place to post 6 for shows. Unofficial order finish 5-6-4. Your prices will be up in a moment. Coming in first, post 5, Cool Fitness. Taking second, post 6, Tennessee. Coming in third, post 4, Diaz. 5-6-4 is the official result for game number 1. And there are prices. The $2 quinella, that's 5-6. So that's first and second in any order, 5-6 or 6-5, returning $68.40. The trifecta, that's first, second, and third place finishing 5-6-4, $545.60. And for those of you placing the exactas, exacta 5-6, $54. Up next, ladies and gentlemen, is Game 2. Game 2 is a spectacular 7 singles match. Play to 7 points. Points will double after the first round of play. There's a scratch. Game 2, post 6. Scratch Jedden. Replace Jedden with Anderluck. Game 2, post 6. Scratch Jedden. Replace Jedden with Anderluck. Post time for our second game, just 7 minutes away.
Ladies and gentlemen, every week here at Magic City Jai-Alai, we create something called the Rebote Recap. The Rebote Recap is just a recap video of our play here last week. You'll get an in-depth look into our singles, the doubles, and then we have a play of the week to conclude it every week. That Rebote Recap, Episode 1 is up on YouTube. Episode 2 we'll be playing right now, and that'll be coming to you every single week throughout the 2020 season. Here's a look at Episode 2 right now.
Welcome to the Robote Recap. From top plays to player standings, the Robote Recap is the only weekly update you need. So let's get into it. Week 2 of Magic City Jai-Alai's 2020 season is in the books. Right now, the man at the top of the standings is number 23, Ikeda. He kept up his consistent and controlled play in Week 2, but only to the tune of 3 more singles victories. That gives him a total of 12 singles wins in this very early season. Magic City's 2019 singles champ Douglas is only 2 wins shy of Ikeda's score. The Wonder Boy, as he's affectionately known, racked up 4 wins this past week. It wasn't enough to bump Ikeda from the number 1 position, but the sparkling spot at the top is still easily within reach for Douglas at his comfortable total of 10 singles wins. We are sure that Ikeda hopes to continue setting the pace for the season, but if anyone can flip the standings upside down in a hurry, it's number 13. Make sure to pay attention as the weeks go by, because it's going to be a close contest to the top. This week, we're reintroducing the Golden Cesta. The Golden Cesta is awarded to the Jai-Alai player who scoops up the most singles wins in a week of play. In Week 2, that was none other than the silent assassin, Diaz. Number 30 is arguably one of the most steady and solid players at Magic City this season. This past week, he worked tirelessly to capture the season high of 5 wins. He now has a total of 8 singles victories, which places him in a 3-way tie with Anderluck and Vuelo for 3rd place. Diaz is a player that you're definitely going to want to keep your eye on this season, especially if he continues to play with the same intensity, precision, and finesse that helped him earn this week's coveted Golden Cesta. Week 2 also marked the start of the Doubles Championship Series, which is comprised of 3 doubles tournaments. The first doubles tournament kicked off on Thursday, May 7th, and will conclude in the last week of June. Magic City's 2019 doubles champ Douglas and his new teammate Lamonte earned an impressive 3 wins. They find themselves in a deadlock for first place with the nice guy pairing of Bueno and Tennessee. Don't confuse their niceness for weakness. The 2 most wholesome guys off the court prove that they're a force to be reckoned with in their first week of doubles play. The teams of Asier and Kubala, Anderluck and Diaz, and Fred and Ikeda are all tied for 2nd place with 2 doubles victories each, going into Week 3 of the 2020 season. Though the competition has only just begun, I think it's safe to say that this first doubles tournament is going to be very closely fought and equally exciting to watch all the way to the end. This week's Robote play goes to the South Florida Legacy, number 22, Bueno. Even though Bueno seems to be struggling to find his footing in this developing 2020 season, he still continues to be cool as a cucumber on the court. We have a feeling that Bueno's brand of level-headed, consistent highlight is going to start to shine through as the season progresses. I mean, his calm and collected approach definitely paid off here with a perfectly executed Robote 2-wall that stopped his opponent dead in his tracks. See it for yourself in this Robote Play of the Week.
Great catch by Elbarba. Powerful throw by Elbarba. Here's Bueno. 2-wall Robote. That is textbook perfect by Bueno right there. That was gorgeous. Point 2. And that was our Robote recap. And occasionally I'm able to glance down at the comments. I'll do my best as I can. No guarantee that we'll answer all questions, but specifically we have someone asking about scratches. So you understand how we do scratches. We read scratches off when we introduce the program. We read them for every game. That's done at about 10 minutes till we begin the game. Then we announce the scratches at least 2 more times before each game, but we only do them on a game-by-game basis. Question here about when you're betting the pick 3 and the pick 5 makes sense. I'm going to run them down super quick. So for Game 2, which is up next, Game 2, Post 6, Jedden is out, Anderluck is in. Jedden out, Anderluck in. Game 3, Post 5, Jedden's out, Rock is in. Game 3, Post 5, Jedden's out, Rock is in. There are no scratches in Game 4. In Game 5, Post 1, Ronron's out, Anderluck is in. Ronron out, Anderluck in. Game 5, Post 1. Game 5, Post 4, Jedden out, Diaz is in. Game 5, Post 4, Jedden out, Diaz in. Game 6, Post 1, Jedden out, Tennessee in. Game 6, Post 1, Jedden out, Tennessee in. Game 7, Post 1, Jedden out, Asier in. Game 7, Post 1, Jedden out, Asier in. Game 7, Post 8, Ronron out, Carballo in. Run out, Carballo in. That will carry you through the end of the high five jackpot, and we're ready to begin game 2. With this serve, we'll begin game number 2, a spectacular 7. Singles match. Play to 7 points. Points will double after the first round of play. Serving in the red shirt of post 1, number 18, CRB. Receiving in the blue of post 2, number 22, Bueno. CRB serves, and we begin game 2. CRB turned around to make the forehand rebote. Here's Bueno with a tip ball at the sidewall, point 1. CRB first up on the board in our second game. That'll bring to the court the white shirt of post 3. Here's El Barba. CRB from the forehand. Up, and away. That escape to the overhead screen. Out of play, point 3. Here's post 4, the green shirt. Number 37, Tennessee. Our next matchup has El Barba serving to Tennessee. Rebote left side to the inside by El Barba. Here's Tennessee. There's a hard throw. Caught in the air by El Barba. Nice adjustment by El Barba to keep it on the backhand. Tennessee forehand rebote, a little wild. Threw that into the side wall and then off the court, point 3.
That's great concentration there from El Barba. Usually hits off that side wall. Players miss it there. He got that point. Good for him.
Post 5 receives the black shirt. El Barba serves to Diaz. Over serve. Ball must land between the 4 and 7 line. That went past the 7. This point goes to Diaz in post 5. Diaz now serves to the yellow shirt of post 6. Here's Anderluck. Nice backhand throw by Diaz. He gets it back to the rebote. It's a strong forehand rebote throw from Anderluck. Anderluck with a hop makes the catch. Powerful forehand to pass. Rebote forehand by Diaz. Here's Anderluck from the 10 line. Over the top. High bounce carom. That's an interesting shot for Anderluck. So it's a carom that's thrown to the side wall. The front wall must land in. That was thrown with a lot of bounce. Scored, point 6. Here's Wello, post 7, pink shirt. Catch by Anderluck. Low and hard. Wello with a missed ball, point 6. Here now to complete the first round and receive wearing the purple shirt of post 8. Number 7, Ben. Anderluck from the forehand. He faked the carom, put it back inside. Ben adjusted nicely beforehand. Anderluck with the catch. There's the backhand. Caught by Ben. Ben goes hard to the back wall. Nice forehand rebote by Anderluck. Ben's there. Anderluck showing a lot of control on that forehand rebote. Anderluck again now from the 10 line. Backhand by Anderluck. Ball tipped by Ben at the sidewall. Well played by both of these players. Point 6. 3 straight points for Anderluck as that completes the first round of play. All points, all matchups rather, are now worth 2 points. Here's Bueno. Anderluck, forehand rebote. Stopped by Bueno. Cortada hits the pad. Cortada is a shot that's thrown low and hard. It's supposed to hit the wall just above the pad. That had more pad than wall, which is why he lost. Point 2.
And the pad, very bad, Stu.
Here's post 1, the red shirt, CRB. Another reverse by CRB goes to the overhead screen. Point 2. Bueno has 4 points, serving to post 4, Tennessee. Catch by Bueno. Throw by Bueno. Carom by Bueno hits the pad. And the pad is still bad. Point 4. Our next matchup has Tennessee serving to the white shirt at post 3, El Barba. Catch by Tennessee. Well, not really a catch. More of a hit. Point 3. El Barba has 4 points. He serves to Diaz in the black of post 5. Ball dropped down and scored. Point 3.
Yeah, Barba did that sometimes last year. A little change-up serve. A little difficult for these guys to adjust to, used to those harder serves coming in.
Possible game point for El Barba in post 3. Trying to stop him, Vuelo. Vuelo with the catch. El Barba's there. Hard throw by El Barba. Good catch by Vuelo. El Barba from the backhand. Vuelo from the forehand. Good catch by El Barba. Vuelo with a good catch at the 8 line. Hard throw. Rebote coming out. Absolutely beautiful outside placement of the Rebote is going to score to win. Point and game, ladies and gentlemen. White shirt at post 3, El Barba. No playoff here. 3-2-6. 3 came in first, 2 came in second, 6 comes in third. That's the official, unofficial order of finish for game number 2. Results are official from game number 2. Coming in first, post 3, El Barba. Taking second, post 2, Bueno. Coming in third, post 6, Anderluck. Anderluck was substituting for Jedden. And there are your prices from game 2. $2 Quinella 2-3. That's 2-3 or 3-2, first and second in any order, returning $32.20. The trifecta 3-2-6, returning $206 even. And a very respectable win. 3 to win, so $2 on 3 to win will return $31. Nice to see. Up next, ladies and gentlemen, is game number 3, a spectacular 7 doubles match. Play to 7 points. Points will double after the first round of play. There is a scratch. Game 3, post 5. Scratch. Jedden, replace Jedden with Rock. Game 3, post 5. Scratch Jedden, replace Jedden with Rock. Post time for Game 3. Now just 8 minutes away. And once again with these scratches, ladies and gentlemen, we have Jedden out. He's just finishing up treatment for his back injury. He actually saw the doctor today. He's been cleared to practice today and tomorrow, and will be back on Saturday, so that's good. And Ron, who came a little late as we're figuring out how to schedule everybody in this new world of COVID, he's just waiting to be medically cleared after having traveled here from California. So Ron is in the city, just needs one more medical clearance, and then he'll be here.
We're certainly looking forward to Ron's appearance. He's with Rock in this doubles, and just a guy that adds just a whole different level to this roster when he comes in. I mean, just his personality, just his level of play brings up all the other guys around him. So when he comes in, we'll hopefully very soon, within the next few days, get Ron out here. And of course, we got to make sure we're all safe with the protocol. So we'll definitely be looking forward to Ron making his return here to Magic City in 2020. As we're talking about those doubles teams, let's take a look at the standings after week number 1. Last week was our first week of doubles play. Week 3 of the season, we didn't play doubles in week number 1. 2 teams tied atop these standings, Douglas and Lamonti. Douglas, our 2019 doubles champion. He won 2 tournaments with his partner Rock last season. So Douglas again, seeing his name at the top of the leaderboard, and right atop the leaderboard with them, the team of Tennessee and Bueno, a team that has played together. They played together in last year's doubles tournament, so a bit of familiarity amongst these teammates. 3 wins already, 3 places, and 1 show. So that team in the money about 40% of the time. Top team actually in the money for these doubles games. Percentage-wise, Stu, interestingly enough, the team of Ben and El Barba. They only been playing doubles for 2 days. El Barba was sick at the beginning of last week. He's back, so a team to watch. 2 of the best guys. We talk about their skill level, 2 guys that sort of play in those later level games. So certainly a team to look out for if you are have only played in 6 games, so about 10 less than most of the other teams do.
There's absolutely no question as we look at these matchups that, handicapping is one thing, and we are at the beginning of it, but the truth of the matter is that the way that these specific teams are handicapped, with a strong player playing with a weaker player, that was a lot more apparent in the first 2 years. Obviously, this is the 3rd year of this program for those people who are not necessarily familiar with it. So it's a very young program. No player here has more than 3 years of professional experience. Most places, most traditional frontons, you'll have anywhere between 3 and 5 years of amateur experience before you even become a professional. We did things differently. All these players have been trained from scratch specifically to play here. But what's happening is, as the players develop, as we're getting into year 3, or as we're in year 3, it's some of the differences. Like, for instance, you take a look at Andrew Luck and Diaz in post 1. Okay, so we look at this and we say, well, Andrew Luck is the stronger of the 2 players, but that doesn't mean that Diaz is by any stretch of the imagination weak.
No, not at all.
In the first year, that it may have been a little different. Just in this case, Andrew Luck throws hard, much harder than Diaz. Andrew Luck throws pretty much well harder than anyone else on the roster. But Diaz, his catching and his 2-wall. Now, traditionalists will look and say, well, it's not particularly pretty. It's not pretty, but it's extremely effective. Then you take a look, clearly, Lamonte and Douglas. Douglas, our top player from last year in singles and doubles and most wins. Lamonte, after a career in the Coast Guard, just started playing Jai-Alai last year for the first time. So clearly that matchup there, but Lamonte is now in his 2nd year and actually doing well. Kubala with many years of amateur experience. Asier now in his 3rd year. Kubala is the more consistent of the 2, but still, one doesn't dominate over the other one. Keita, Fred. Fred's been playing much better. So as you go through these, it's not the case of the dominant player with the weak player and the dominant player has to compensate for it. It's each has their strengths.
Right, and sometimes last year's you saw a lot of doubles that may have been more, singles or 1 versus, 1.5 sometimes where guys standing off to the side. 2020, there has not been, a lot of that at all. Guys are very active, and that's really good to see. Doubles, there are 2 guys on the court. You want both of them to play. And as Carballo talked about, when I spoke to him about doubles, he said, this is a team game. You need your guy to be there. You need the positioning. One guy can't cover, both sides of the court. So certainly year 3, that's good to see with that doubles play, getting a lot more consistent.
The first year, if anyone's interested in getting a glimpse of first year, I mean, the videos are up there. Yeah. But also, if you want to see how the whole program came together, MagicCityHustle.com. MagicCityHustle.com.
A good comparison.
It's a $5 download, and it's entertaining. It's really entertaining.
Very entertaining, and you get you get a little inside look at how they started. We talk about all the time, how much they really improved. You can see for yourself in that video. I mean, they were out of North Miami, couldn't even throw a rebote, couldn't even get it on the front. Well, couldn't even throw. I mean,
it was so rough. Andrew, let's put Andrew would not work. Andrew said, no, I cannot possibly come and announce that. It's going to have to wait. They're going to have to get better before I come.
Luckily, they brought me in year 2. Yeah, I didn't have to see the first.
You weren't part of the first year. No, but the players, one thing that they did clearly play with first year was tremendous heart, lots of effort, and their desire to win points with limited skills was huge, was absolutely huge. We have 1 minute till we begin Game 3. Game 3, the first doubles game in today's performance, is now just a minute away. And a reminder, the scratch, Game 3, post 5. Jedden is out, replaced by Rock. Game 3, post 5. Take out Jedden, replace Jedden with Rock. And as we look at the high five, ladies and gentlemen, $1,496 bet into the high five.
Could make someone very happy out there today if they can hit that. Nice in the high five. Definitely the leader. Highest pool of the year for sure.
That's approaching $4,000.
Oh, yeah.
If it's not there. So the high five jackpot, for those of you making these wagers, high five jackpot is at or about $4,000 with the balance from previous day and $1,496. That'll get us to begin game number 3. Spectacular 7 doubles match, the first of our 3 doubles games this performance. This game is played to 7 points. Points will double after the first round of play. Serving in the red shirts of post 1, we have Diaz and Anderluck. Receiving in the blue of post 2, Lamonte and Douglas. And as soon as we get our second judge, we'll be underway. Two judges, and we're ready to go. Diaz serves. We begin. Game 3. Douglas from the forehand, powerful to the inside, where it scores, point 2. Two serves, 2. The white shirts, post 3, our second matchup of the third game, has Lamonte serving 2, Assier and Kubala. Kubala from the backhand. Lamonte makes the rebote nicely. Catch by Lamonte. Carom by Lamonte. Lands out. Point 3. Here are the green shirts, post 4 receiving, Fred and Ikeda. Ikeda from the backhand. High and hard, rebote coming out. Rebote swing and a miss, point 4. That'll bring to the court the black shirts of post 5. In the front court, we have Cool Fitness. In the back court, substituting for the scratched Jedden is Rock. That is most definitely an overserve. Ball must land between the 4 and 7 line. That went way past the 7. This point goes to post 5. Our next matchup has the black shirts of post 5 serving to El Barba and Ben. Ben makes the catch. Backhand caught by Cool Fitness. El Barba. Cool Fitness from the backhand. Ball goes off. Cool Fitness' Cesta, 0.6. That'll give us our next matchup. El Barbo serving to the pink shirts of post 7. Bueno and Tennessee. It's a great double serve by El Barba. El Barba from the 7 line. Tennessee hopped when he didn't have to and knocked it down. 0.6. Here now to complete the first round and receive the purple shirts of post 8, Juice and Carballo. Carballo from the backhand. Hard to the back wall. El Barba calls for their bote. Ben, what a pickup on the backhand. Beautifully caught. Carballo, slight 2-all. Scooped up by El Barba. Hard backhand. Carballo chasing it all the way to the 7 line. 2-all rebote. Scores for Carballo. 0.8. That completes the first round of play, and all matchups are now worth 2 points. First to return in the second round, Diaz, Anderluck. Anderluck from the forehand. Anderluck makes the catch. Point 1. One serves, post 2. Powerful forehand. Will score from the forehand of Anderluck. Point 1. One on the board with 4 points serving to post 3, Asier and Kubala. Good catch by Anderluck, back on the wall. He comes back to the inside, big bounce. Kubala saves that rebote on the forehand. Here's Anderluck from the 10 line. Hard throw to the inside, Kubala's there. Difficult catch by Anderluck. Catch on the forehand of Anderluck. Powerful forehand. Ball tipped by Kubala back at the 11 line, point 1. Possible game point for the red shirts of post 1. Anderluck and Diaz. This matchup has Diaz serving to the green of post 4, Fred and Ikeda. Excellent catch by Anderluck. Powerful throw. Caught by Ikeda. Catch by Diaz. Diaz goes deep. Caught by Ikeda. Wow. Great second round effort by Anderluck to make that save. That was beautiful. Anderluck from the forehand. Powerful to the inside. Anderluck calls for the ball, makes the catch, returns it hard from the backhand. Catch by Anderluck. Ikeda from the forehand. Robote saved by Anderluck. He goes to the backcourt. Here's Ikeda. Anderluck with another great one at the back wall. Long carom. Lands out.
What a point.
I think we call that a ballsy shot. I mean, that...
Call it what it is, Stu.
Yeah,
Definitely.
That's what it was. You got to have serious cojones to throw that shot. 4 on the board with 3 points as we continue. Here's post 5. Cool Fitness and Rock. That hit the upper rail. That's out of play. Point 4. 4 has 5 points, serving to post 7. Bueno and Tennessee. They serve with possible game point. Bueno gets hit with the ball. He loses it. Point in game, post 4. Ikeda and Fred. No playoff again. 1 places, 6 shows. Unofficial order finish 4-1-6. Winning game 3, post 4, Fred and Ikeda. Second, post 1, Diaz and Anderluck. Coming in third, post 6, El Barba and Ben. 4-1-6 is the official order of finish. That gives us our prices. So the Canelo won $425. $2 trifecta, 4-1-6, $385.20. If you're betting an exact, it came in 4-1, $63.40. And that win, another double-digit win return. 4 to win, $18.80. Up next, game 4, Spectacular 7. Singles match, play to 7 points. All points will double after the first round of play. Game 3 began the high 5. First number for the high 5 is the number 4. Game 4 begins the pick 3. To play the pick 3, you correctly pick the winners of games 4, 5, and 6. There are no scratches in Game 4, and post time is just 7 minutes away.
And an important win for the team of Fred and Ikeda. Now a 3-way tie at the top spot in those double standings. 3 teams tied with 3 wins apiece. And Stu, speaking of winning and losing, rather, how do you win, how do you lose in the sport of highlight? Well, if you're new to the sport, we got a video explaining all that for you right now. Take a look.
The main rule of highlight is simple. Players must catch and return the ball in one fluid motion. Sounds easy enough, right? So how do you win? You can win a matchup simply if your opponent overserves, underserves, or serves the ball out of bounds. On the flip side, your opponent wins the matchup if the serve is so good that you fail to catch and return the ball to the front wall. If your opponent fails to catch the ball before it bounces twice on the ground, or if your opponent's cesta makes contact with the ball but doesn't catch it, then in both of those cases, you win the matchup. You can also win a matchup if the ball bounces around in your opponent's cesta during an attempted catch. This is called juggling, and it's illegal in highlight. Another way to win a matchup is if your opponent throws the ball and it lands out of bounds on its return from the wall. The overall game strategy for a highlight player is to make it difficult for an opponent to reach the ball in time or to execute a rebuttal play.
And that was video by the lovely Lindsay explaining winning and losing in highlight. A lot of you understand are new to this sport. It's a little confusing sometimes with the rules. A lot of those calls with juggling and holding. Sometimes that's up to the discretion of the referee, so always good to give a little explanation there. Hopefully that gives you a little more insight into those calls and why you get certain points, why players may lose certain points. This is the fastest sport in the world. Sometimes it moves a little quick for us too, so always good to know exactly what's going on, how you get those points, and definitely multiple ways to win and lose in this game. With that brings us to 4 minutes, just under 4 minutes to the start of our 4th game. And game 4 will be another spectacular 7 singles match. Again, playing this game to 7 points. Points doubling after all matchups in the first round of play.
And once again, Game 4 up next. Spectacular 7 singles match. There are no scratches in Game 4. Game 4 does begin today's Pick 3.
And Stu, we always talk about, momentum and consistency in the sport and how, just getting one win under your belt can really be a big, catalyst in your play for, weeks to come. And it's kind of the same on that other side, too. We were talking about the doubles team of Ben and El Barba, and El Barba's been out for a couple of days last week. And something we've noticed throughout these couple years of play is in a lot of other sports, when you're injured, there's a bit of an adjustment period getting back into it. You're not going to come back and, fire and play the way that you were playing before you leave. And that's kind of the concept of the game sort of slowing down. In other sports, it's very fast. And in the world's fastest game, just being that much, a little bit off with the ball, speed of the ball, and, the size of the basket where you make the catch, really those layoffs are kind of exacerbated in this sport compared to a lot of others.
The trade-off for that is coming back fresh, which is apparently what happened with El Barba.
Yeah.
El Barba came back actually playing better than he did in the couple days that he played before the scratch. So, also, running around on concrete,
right,
which is the main issue in Jai-Alai. Knees are a big problem. Backs are a big issue, and of course, soft tissue injury and overuse injury those are the most common issues in Jai-Alai. So staying out for a couple days and getting fresh, possibly returning fresh. That's why we have to see what happens with Jedden, who returns on Saturday.
Right.
Now with Jedden, we're dealing with a back injury, so injury is a little bit different.
Yeah.
Because you're obviously tenuous to do certain things. In his case, he's not going to want to jump.
Yeah.
Which actually is a good thing. Some of our guys do a little too much jumping.
Yeah.
They hop before they make the catch the ball. Right. Before they make the catch, which is unnecessary. So.
Yeah.
But overall, a little R&R can definitely help. 1 minute till we begin Game 4. There's the whistle, which means it's time to begin game number 4, a spectacular 7 singles match. Play to 7 points. Points will double after the first round of play. Serving in the red shirt, post 1 number 31, Asier, receiving the blue post 2, Cool Fitness. There's the serve. We begin game 4. Asier from the backhand. Nicely played. Rabote to the inside. Asier gets there. Powerful, powerful backhand throw by Cool Fitness. Karam.
Perfect.
Gonna score. Karam goes sidewall. Ball thrown to the sidewall. Hits the front wall. Lands in. And that one scores. Point 2.
And a good idea there with Asier on the inside for Cool.
Here's Fred. White shirt at post 3. He receives. Strong backhand, a little too strong. That hit the overhead screen. It's a combination of strength and control. Strength is nothing without that control. Point 2. Our next matchup has Cool Fitness serving to the green at post 4, Lamonte. Backhand by Lamonte to the inside. Forehand Rebote, there's a swing and a miss at the 8 line, point 4. The black shirt at post 5 receives. Here's number 30, Diaz. Ball caught on the forehand of Lamonte. Carom by Lamonte. That is a beautiful carom thrown by Lamonte. Point 4.
Must have been thinking about the carom all weekends too. Thrown it already 3 times today. That one perfectly executed to score for Lamonte. And post 4, Lamonte serves, CRB.
Powerful backhand throw by Lamonte. Lamonte from the backhand. Caught by CRB on the backhand. CRB looks for the ball in the air. Juggling. When you catch the ball, you got to catch it and stop it in the cesta. That landed in the cesta, but it bobbled. Loss of point. Lamonte gets the point. Lamonte has 3 points. He serves to the pink shirt at post 7. Wello receives. Wello clipped the side wall. Lamonte missed the rebote. Point 7. Here now to complete the first round and receive. Purple shirt at post 8. Juice. Powerful forehand by Juice. Good catch by Vuelo. Point 7. That completes the first round of play, and all matchups are now worth 2 points. First to return, post 1, Asier. Point 7. Wello has 4 points. This next matchup has Wello serving to Fred. Fred makes the catch, holds on to it. There's the backhand, caught by Wello. Wello from the forehand. Sends it deep. Rebote forehand by Fred. Nicely played. And scoring. Point 3. Here's post 2. The blue shirt. Cool Fitness receiving. Excellent serve. Will score for Fred. Point 3. Three has 4 points. Here's post 5. Diaz. Point 5. Our next matchup has Diaz serving to CRB. Diaz goes down. Rebote falls short. Point 6. 6 has 2 points. Here's post 4, Lamonte. Rebote left side, hook to the floor. Not particularly good. Point 4. This gives Lamonte a possible game point in this 4th game. On the court trying to stop him. Juice. Catch by Lamonte. Good catch by Lamonte on the backhand. Backhand to the outside. Rebote coming to Juice. Juice makes a nice rebote. That's a good catch by Lamonte. Lamonte moving Juice back to the inside. Juice is there. Juice showing a lot of control on that backhand. Ball tipped by Juice. Point and game. Green shirt a post for Lamonte. Lamonte wins it, 7 serves 3. This is a playoff for 2nd and 3rd place. Fred from the forehand. Back to the inside. Wello with a hop makes the catch. Fred from the forehand. Places it inside. Vuelo read it nicely. He's got it. Sends it back. Threw it right to Fred, but Fred dropped it. Point and place to post 7. 3 shows. Unofficial order finish 4-7-3. Your prices will be up in a moment. It's official. Coming in first, post 4, Lamonte. Taking second, post 7, Vuelo. Coming in third, post 3, Fred. There are your prices. The $2 Quinella, 4-7, $24.60. Trifecta, 4-7-3, $209 even. Up next, ladies and gentlemen, our second of 3 doubles games. Next game played 2. 7 points. Points double after the first round of play. That's spectacular 7 scoring. 2 scratches in Game 5. Game 5, post 1, scratch the backcourt. Ron replace Ron with Anderluck. Game 5, post 1, scratch Ron replace Ron with Anderluck. Game 5, post 4, scratch Jedden, replace Jedden with Diaz. Game 5, post 4, scratch Jedden, replace Jedden with Diaz. And some specifics about the court that you see the players playing on. Court is 120 feet long here at Magic City. And the ball we use a little bit harder than a lacrosse ball, faster than a lacrosse ball. Lacrosse ball has a bit of a bouncier play to it when we have tried it on this court. So the ball is harder and a little faster off the wall than a lacrosse ball with just slightly less bounce. About 3/4 the size of baseball, similar to a traditional highlight ball in terms of its size.
And Stu, going back to that last game, I think it'd be remiss of us not to mention that performance by Lamonte. I don't know about you, but the way he played that last game was some of the best highlight I've seen him played maybe over these last 2 years. Just looked so controlled, so composed out there. Maybe you can talk a little bit about, I hear sometimes he gets a little nervous out there, and you can definitely see that on the court. And there he just wasn't nervous at all, just playing great highlight.
We had a conversation, he and I had a conversation for about 5 minutes before we started. And one of the things that I do announce, obviously, with you, which is a pleasure, but one of the other responsibilities that I have in the off season is training with JR. And so I tend to take a little bit more of a cerebral approach than more mechanical. And where Lamonte is concerned, one of the things that watching him, when the ball's coming to him, he begins to stiffen up. He gets tight, which is obviously a very common occurrence in highlight. When you should try to do the opposite, which is relax.
Yeah.
So, two things. We obviously know from what we've been able to see that the better players in these doubles games are going to be trying to keep it away from Douglas and trying to get it to Lamonte, so they're going to be throwing 2 walls. Sometimes they're going to throw it off the court trying to do that, so it's not necessarily the best strategy. But they're going to do it, so Lamonte has to be ready to stop 2 walls. And they're also going to be trying to throw it over Douglas's head, which is kind of difficult since he's one of the taller players and with a big reach. But so they're going to try. So he's got to be prepared for the rebote. So instead of the mindset of oh my god, which is pretty common when you're first learning how to play highlight.
Right.
You're not going to tell anybody that, but I mean it just is to see that the ball's coming and move to the ball. Watch the ball go in your cesta. When you're making a catch, when it's coming directly at you, you follow the ball into your cesta till you make the catch, then you make your throw. It's 2 very distinct processes that happen about a split second apart from each other, but still 2 independent processes, the catch and the throw. And on the rebote, you can't stop because it has to be caught and thrown with one motion, but you do watch the ball go into your cesta, and that acts as the trigger to throw it.
Yeah.
So these are basics that we go over in the very beginning, and like any other sport, whether it's golf, as you've mentioned, or skiing, it's important to get back. It's important to get back to basics, and sometimes you need to be reminded of those basics. Ikeda, for instance, has an extremely bad habit that he developed over the course of many years, which is the ball comes to his forehand, he lines it up, and then takes his eye completely off the ball. So he was dropping probably about 15% of the throws. So in the practices before the season, that's specifically something that we worked on. Is no. You need to watch the ball come into your cesta and make those catches. Just because you're dropping balls, you have absolutely no reason to do. Some of the players are a little limited in where their skills are concerned, but for this stage of the play, for the most part, we're very pleased with all of them, especially over the course of 3 years. And some of them just require a little bit of fine tuning. Sometimes you need a reminder. So the observation, it's interesting you would bring that up because I don't think you were here when I was talking with him.
Yeah.
Yes.
No, I missed that whole conversation.
No, you missed the conversation. You missed the conversation, but you noticed that. Seeing that's
after
important.
a couple of years, you can, just seeing these guys, the way they walk on the court, the way they carry themselves, you can tell really, when they're nervous.
I used to at Miami Highline when announcing, I would be walking in the restaurant, which is the old restaurant, which was on the 4th floor of the building. So you're complete opposite from the court.
Yeah.
And if I wasn't wearing my glasses, I couldn't see numbers. I couldn't see the player. But just by their motion, you can see what players. I could pick out what the whole roster is.
Right.
And for the most part, that's not just unique to us. Any fan of highlight who watches enough can, with a glance, say, "Oh, that's so and so. Oh, that's so and so." That because the form, whether it's a smooth form or a jerky form or whatever it is, becomes very apparent pretty quickly.
Yeah, and that was one thing we noticed early, just throwing those caroms for Lamonte, something he doesn't typically do, and having the confidence to throw that, particularly from the outside, was throwing longer caroms. you can tell with the confidence in their throw that, he has got a lot more confidence in the throw. He's making those catches, and that builds over time. So good to see one of the more popular guys on the roster starting to find his groove here in week number 3 of play, both singles and doubles. You were mentioning that doubles play, just great positioning. You said guys might be peppering him a little bit, trying to keep the ball away from Douglas, but he stood his ground, in the front court. He's been on the outside, made a ton of really good catches, and that ball comes pretty quick up there as well. So good play for Lamonte.
Well, these are the things, this is also some of the stuff that we talk to players about. It's like, look, you need to figure out how to beat Douglas. You need to figure out how to beat Ikeda. You need to figure, I don't care how you do it.
Yeah.
You just need to figure a way to do it. And with Lamonte, it's like, well, I'm going to throw to the weaker link. I'm going to throw to the weaker. Well, what happens if the weaker link starts catching it consistently? Exactly. So you need to come up with another plan.
Exactly.
We have 1 minute till we begin Game 5, and there are 2 scratches in Game 5. Game 5, post 1, scratch Ron, replace Ron with Anderluck. Game 5, post 4, scratch Jedden, replace Jedden with Diaz. We are ready to begin game number 5, a spectacular 7. Doubles match. Play to 7 points. Points double after the first round of play. Serving in the red shirts, post 1. Have the team of Rock and Anderluck. Anderluck is substituting for the scratched Ron. Receiving in the blue, post 2, CRB and Vuelo. Rock serves. We begin game 5. Good catch by Vuelo. By Anderluck, rather. Ball tipped in the backcourt, point 2. CRB will serve 2. White shirts, post 3. Bueno in Tennessee. Bueno picks another serve. Vuelo on the rebote. Bueno picks it up on the left side. Sends it back. Vuelo flips it up to the front wall. Bueno throws it at his feet. Played a little too far up front. Made it easy for Bueno to cross the wall. Point 3. Bueno now serves to the green shirts. A post 4 in the front court is Cool Fitness. In the backcourt substituting for Jedden. Actually, he's playing in the front court is Diaz. Powerful backhand by Cool Fitness. Not coming out. Point 4. This next matchup has Diaz serving to the black shirts at post 5. Asier and Kubala. Asier going for the serve, knocked it down. Point 4. That'll bring to the court the yellow shirts of post 6. This next matchup has Diaz serving to Fred and Ikeda. Underserve. Ball's got to land between the 4 and 7 line. That fell short of the 4. This point goes to the 6 team. Now receiving, pink shirts post 7. El Barba and Ben. Ball missed off the serve, point 6. Here now to complete the first round and receive, wearing the purple shirts of post 8, Juice and Carballo. Under serve. Ball's got to land between the 4 and 7 line. Point goes to the 8. That completes the first round of play. All matchups are now worth 2 points through the end of the game. First to return, post 1, Rock and Anderluck. Catch by Carballo. Catch by Anderluck. Anderluck goes deep. Carballo for the rebote. Catch by Anderluck. Carballo. Karam. Catch by Anderluck. Anderluck returns a sharply thrown Karam. Carballo stops it. That hit the pad. Carballo trying to throw a particularly difficult shot. That touched the pad. Point 1. One has 2 points. Here's post 2, the blue shirts, CRB and Vuelo. Point 2. White shirts, post 3. Bueno in Tennessee. Bueno picks the serve. Rifles it. Here's the rebote for CRB. Point 2. Possible game point. Blue shirts at post 2. CRB and Vuelo trying to stop them. Post 5. The black shirts. Asier Kubala. Here's Vuelo from the forehand. Kubala. Vuelo with a hop makes the catch. Kubala on the rebote. Soft touch, missed the pad. Point in game, post 2. CRB, Vuelo. 2 wins it. 4, 6, and 1 will play off 4 second and third place for first serves to 6. Good catch by Cool Fitness. Ikeda missed the scoop. Point 4. Receiving, post 1. Anderluck and Rock. That's a powerful, powerful forehand throw by Anderluck. 2-all. By Diaz. Anderluck's there. Big right side. Carambola to score. Carambola goes hard to the front wall, to the side wall, backing out. Point 1. 1 serves 4. This is place and show point. Excellent pickup on the backhand of Anderson. Anderluck from the forehand. Powerful, powerful throw. Diaz puts it in the pad. Point and place to post 1 for show's unofficial order finish. 2-1-4. Your prices will be up in just a moment. And the results, well, will be official momentarily. Coming in first, post 2. CRB and Vuelo taking second, post 1. Rock and Anderluck. Anderluck was substituting for Ron. Coming in third, post 4. Cool Fitness and Diaz. It's official. 214, the official order of finish. And here are your prices. Quinella 1-2, 2360. Trifecta 214, 401.40. Up next, ladies and gentlemen, is our 6th game, a spectacular 7 singles match. Play to 7 points. Points will double after the first round of play. Post time for Game 6, 7 minutes away.
And folks, for those of you joining us over the last stream, we got a little video of the winner of our last game, one of the winners of our last game. A little insight into one of the players on our roster, number 29, Vuelo. Take a look.
I would say my biggest motivation, definitely not to be the worst. I definitely don't want to be the worst out there, so every time I get out there, I try to be better than that person I'm playing with or against. When I go out there, I don't really care what they're doing. I just want to be better than them. Yeah, that would be my major motivation right there. I'd hope to accomplish just to place higher than I did last year or the year before that. Top 5. In this new 2020 season, I plan on just executing my shots a lot better to score the point and finish it as quickly as possible, and just continue practicing as much as I can. Just practice, practice, practice.
And that's a little bit into Vuelo. Number 29, Vuelo, the winner of the last doubles game with his partner CRB. Vuelo and CRB now in the doubles race, Stu. 2 wins for them. There's just a log jam here. A lot of colors, a lot of 3s, a lot of 2s. Ben and El Barba, they have won. They've only played half as many games as some of those other doubles teams. So we talk about it a lot, but in a month and a half or so, these doubles games, Stu, these are going to be very intense, very competitive, and a lot of fun, most importantly. And interesting, you look at these stats here, the team of Vuelo and CRB. On paper, 2 of those, as we mentioned, middle-tier players playing together, but they are holding their own. When they're in these games, they are certainly up at the top. 2 wins, 3 places, and no shows. So they're in the money in 5 of their games. The lowest percentage out of the teams, but when they are up there, they're either winning or placing, meaning that, they definitely have the potential to compete with some of these teams. So as we get further down into this doubles tournament, we'll see how that plays out with those 2 of our newer guys. Vuelo dealing with some injuries over the course of these first couple of seasons, maybe stunted his development as a player slightly, but year 3, he has been healthy, he's been playing and been playing really well. Up at the top of the singles standings as well, and same goes for CRB. Stu, one of the guys we talk about a lot, but rightfully so, a guy that truly has progressed an immense amount. Beginning of last season, couldn't even string together a couple catches. Now CRB competing in those singles games, competing in those doubles games, and really trying to prove his worth. 1 less year of experience than a lot of these other guys out there as well, so something worth noting.
Less than 3 minutes till we begin game number 6. There is a scratch. Game 6, post 1. Scratch Jedden, replace Jedden with Tennessee. Game 6, post 1. Scratch Jedden, replace Jedden with Tennessee.
To another trend in sort of these statistics. We're going back to singles play for this one. We mentioned Bueno a couple of times. Hasn't been able to find the win column. Played in 46 games this year. He's come in the money in 21 of them. And in the money, we say in the money is first, second, or third. If they're in the money, that means they finish in the top 3. So first, second, or third counts for in the money. So we have a little more in-depth. We have win percentage now, place percentage, and show percentage within that total percentage of in the money. So you can really get a breakdown of these numbers and, seeing which guys are really winning, which guys placing, showing. Certainly helpful if you are into the betting side of it. But for Bueno here, he is placing in 30% of his games. The next closest there is Tennessee at 20%, and then right behind him is Diaz at 16. So interesting looking at the guys, and we talked a little bit about this last week, the guys that have those highest place percentages are really those, Tennessee, Bueno, and Diaz. I would say, Stu, probably the three guys, so I don't know, on the cusp maybe between levels of play, and that certainly makes sense why maybe they have a lot more places and shows. They're competing with some of those bigger guns, getting those second and third place finishes, but just haven't really been able to finish it off. And over the course of the season, as they get more reps against these top guys, as they, get more comfortable, figure out their weaknesses, play to their strengths more, you should probably, definitely start to see those places and shows turn into wins. And that's something that hopefully, obviously these guys have the incentive in every game. They obviously get more money if they win. So for them, they would love to win these games. 14 places, 7 shows, 0 wins. So, and he's one of the top guys in the money, 45%. So interestingly, 1 minute to go. Maybe he can get his first win. Talked about it a lot. First win of 2020 here in Game 6. He'll be playing out of the 4-post. But a salty bunch, Stu, here in Game 6. Very evenly matched. See how it goes.
We're ready to begin game number 6, a spectacular 7. Singles match, play to 7 points. Points will double after the first round of play. Serving in the red shirt at post 1 and substituting for the scratched Jedden is Tennessee. Receiving in the blue of post 2, number 30, Diaz. Tennessee serves. Game 6 has begun. Diaz from the forehand. Straight back. Tennessee on the rebote to the inside. Here's Diaz. Long carom scores for the forehand of Diaz. Beautifully thrown, point 2. White shirt at post 3 receives. Here's number 1, Anderluck. Anderluck low and hard to the inside, scooped up by Diaz. Nice backhand throw, passes Anderluck. Anderluck for the rebote. Diaz with a nice catch. There's the backhand. Rebote left side. In the middle of the court, Diaz has it. Diaz throws the 2-all. That scores. Point 2. Next matchup here is post 4, the green shirt. Bueno. Rebote left side by Diaz. Big bounce to the inside. Bueno's there. Nice throw by Diaz. That touched. Too high. Out of play. Point 4. Black shirt at post 5 receives. Our next matchup has Bueno serving to Volo. Bueno from the forehand. He goes deep. Nice throw. That's a nice rebote save at the side wall for Vuelo. Got him again. Point 4. Here is the yellow shirt at post 6 receiving, El Barba. Ball missed off the serve, point 4. Our next matchup has Bueno serving to the pink shirt of post 7, number 23, Ikeda receives. Powerful forehand by Ikeda. Nice backhand by Bueno. Bueno from the 8 line. Forehand rebote by Ikeda. Taken in the air by Bueno. Ikeda with a tip ball at the 8 line, point 4. Bueno has 4 points. He now serves to the purple shirt of post 8, Ben. Strong backhand throw by Ben. Bueno somehow kept that away from the overhead screen. Ben turns the rebote at the 4 line. Scoop by Ben. Here's the backhand. Bueno, nice rebote. And it scores point 4. Possible game point for the green shirt at post 4, Bueno. First round's complete. All matchups are worth 2. Bueno with the catch. There's the reverse. Into the pad, the rebote goes. That is point. And a perfect game to the green shirt at post 4, Bueno. 4 wins it, 2 places. 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 1 will pair off and play off for 3rd place. 3 first serves to 5. Catch by Anderluck. Here's Wello. Powerful forehand throw by Anderluck. Wello on the rebote. He gets it up to the front wall. Anderluck makes a good catch on the backhand. Swing and a miss on the rebote, point 3. 6 now serves to 7. Forehand rebote saved by El Barba. Here's Ikeda from the 6 line. Outside placement. Beautifully thrown by Ikeda to score. That was gorgeous. Point 7. Eight now serves to 1. The winner of this point is going to meet 3 and 7 in the continuing playoff for 3rd place. Tennessee to the outside, makes the catch. His forehand scores, point 1. 3, 7, and 1 remain in the playoff for 3rd place. 3 first serves to 7. Forehand rebote by Anderluck. Catch by Ikeda. Scoop attempt missed. Point 7. Possible 3rd place finish for post 7, Ikeda. Trying to stop him, Tennessee. Ikeda. Nice try. That hit too high. Point 1. This is for 3rd place. Tennessee serves to Ikeda. Perfect placement, scores for Tennessee. Point and show, post 1, Tennessee. Unofficial order finish. 4, 2, 1. Your prices will be up in a moment. Results are official. Coming in first, post 4. Bueno. Taking second, post 2. Diaz. Coming in third, post 1. Tennessee. You'll have your prices in just a moment. And Andrew, you commented about Bueno. Not only did he win it, he had a perfect game.
Yeah, as we mentioned, Stu, for a couple of days now, he's just been way overdue for a win there. Good to see him finally get one. I mean, we mentioned his place numbers and his show numbers are just, pretty extraordinary in this game. Had to break through. Good to see Bueno get one in the win column. And hopefully that momentum for him will carry over through the rest of this week and through the rest of the season. One under your belt is a huge advantage. Good for the mental psyche as well, Stu.
There are the prices. Our pick 3, the 424. 3 of 3 numbers returning $648.80. Again, the pick 3, 424. Quinella, 2-4. That's 2-4-4-2. First and second any order, returning $48.60. Trifecta, 421. Trifecta, 421, returning 434.40. Up next, Game 7. The third and final doubles game for this matinee performance. There are 2 scratches in Game 7. Game 7, post 1, scratch Jedden, replace Jedden with Ossier. Game 7, post 1, scratch Jedden, replace Jedden with Ossier. Game 7, post 8, scratch Ron, replace Ron with Carballo. Game 7, post 8, scratch Ron, replace Ron with Carballo. Post time for Game 7, just 8 minutes away. And looking at the lineup for Game 7, which closes out the high 5. Team of Cool Fitness and Ossier, of course, they won. It would not count towards the doubles win. Cool Fitness is waiting for Jedden to come back for those double points to start counting. Bueno in Tennessee. Bueno coming off of a particularly good win with straight points, and he's obviously in the front court. He's caught almost every serve that's been thrown to him over the course of the last 2 weeks.
It's really night and day, Stu. His play and his aggressiveness up front compared to some of the other players on the roster. We mentioned sometimes that could be an advantage, a disadvantage, but I think overall that's a pretty big advantage if you can get the guy up there in a spot where he could kill it and consistently, Bueno's a guy who consistently make that catch too. Certainly going to help over the course of this doubles tournament.
Fred and Ikeda have a very good rhythm going, with Ikeda playing great the last couple games. Diaz and Anderluck. Again, some good communication between these two players who happen to actually complement each other.
Yeah, that was I was going to say, that's Anderluck, really good teammate skills over 3 years. That's certainly one of his biggest developments.
Yes.
Great teammate now.
El Barba and Ben. El Barba's been playing consistently good. Ben with those catches. Very hard to get the ball by Ben. Scoop in the air both ways. CRB and Vuelo consistently playing good throughout the entire season. CRB got off to a really good start, and he's slowed down a little bit these last couple games, having a difficult time finding that overhead screen, not employing as much control as he should. Lamonte and Douglas. Can never rule Lamonte and Douglas out. We talked about Lamonte earlier. Douglas obviously has only had one doubles appearance earlier, so now he plays 7, 8, and 9. And then Purple of Post 8, Rock with Carballo. Rock, of course, scheduled to play with Ron. We're just waiting for Ron to come back. And could be as early as tomorrow, hopefully. Carballo is substituting. Overall, Carballo's been, after a slow start, been playing pretty well.
Another one of the guys last season, really slow out of the gates, but we've seen him over these course of past couple of years too. A guy that played minor league baseball, has got all the skills, very quick, can make all the catches, scoops it. One of the flashier players, if we will, and I think sometimes that flashiness gets into the way of just making the simple throw, just putting it up on the front wall and making the catch. Just sort of the simple things that you just need to do, those fundamentals of the game we talked about. Just a matter of going back to those for Carballo, and can certainly do it when he does.
And the high five the jackpot's going to live to fight another day. With some nice payoffs here.
And so we're mentioning about, that aggressive front court play. And this is a little question about serving. Is there, in some sports, it's primarily an advantage, in tennis. Do you think in Jai-Alai, obviously other sports an advantage too, but in Jai-Alai, maybe can you speak about the advantage? Do you think it is an advantage, is it a disadvantage, or are there certain instances where it may be, it may be a disadvantage to serve?
I missed what you were saying. Sorry, is what the advantage?
Serving in general.
Yes, no question about it.
Yeah, it's always an advantage in other sports.
You're rewarded with a point as well as the serve.
Yeah, okay, right.
And serving is central to playing Jai-Alai.
Yeah.
Some players obviously have better serves than others. For instance, Andrew Luck is not the top player on this roster. Mm-hmm. He's one of the better players on this roster, but by far and away, he has the best serve, especially in singles. And there's a difference between the single serve and the double serve. Single serve, you want to serve deep to the box. You want to serve it deep. You want your opponent. If you could bury your opponent in the corner with your single serve, that would actually be perfect, because what's he going to do coming out of there? Right. Double serve, on the other hand, you want it to cross the side wall. So you want to keep it away from the opposing front courter who's going to take it. Now, there are some players who are better than that than others. Mm-hmm. Fred. Fred has developed a particularly good double serve in that he can cross that side wall without too much difficulty. So if it's funny, it's like anything else. Do you have an advantage if you're good at it? Yeah, if you're good at it, you have an advantage. But you always have an advantage getting the ball between the lines and getting it back. There's absolutely no question that there's always an advantage to having the serve.
Yeah. And I think in all sports, too, just having that control. And it's sometimes, these guys, their serves are progressing at different levels. Stu mentioned at the top of the broadcast, these guys are all trained from scratch, trained by himself and JR. So, these serves are progressing at different rates. You talked about Fred. From last year to this year, the serve is, almost double in speed just sitting from back here, it seems. He's getting it a lot more consistently, too. So definitely an advantage. Just a matter of some of these guys, fine-tuning their serve. Some are a little more, inconsistent than others. But on the whole, in the grand scheme of it, definitely an advantage to serve, as in a lot of other sports.
We have 1 minute till we begin. Game number 7. Game 7 begins in just a minute.
Quick standings update before we get into this final doubles game. This performance, Douglas, Lamonti, Ikeda, Fred have 3 wins apiece, and then a 4-way tie for second. Carballo, Juice, Kubala, Asier, Anderlich, and Diaz, Vuelo, and CRB. So, wow. I think almost every one of those teams, Stu, almost all the teams are definitely in contention. Tightly packed. 1 minute now. Should be starting any second now. Three teams with 3, 4 teams with 2. Ben and El Barba with 1.
We are ready to begin game number 7, a spectacular 7 doubles match. Play to 7 points, points double after the first round of play. Serving in the red shirts, post 1, Cool Fitness, and Asier receiving in the blue of post 2, Bueno and Tennessee. Our first matchup has Asier serving to Bueno and Tennessee. Asier serves. Bueno takes another serve on the forehand. Point 2.
Now we're just talking about that, Stu. Saying it probably helps in the grand scheme of it. Certainly helped that blue team there with the point.
Ikeda from the forehand. Tennessee with a difficult catch at the 13 line. Ikeda from the forehand again. Over the top. Bueno's there. Backhand by Bueno. Backhand by Ikeda. Rebote forehand by Fred. Bueno's on it. Good catch by Ikeda. Catch on the forehand of Tennessee. Outside placement. Stopped in the air by Fred. And a great catch. That's a hard backhand. Bueno flirting with the overhead screen. Managed to keep it away. This is a 2-all that's going to land off the court. Point 2. Well played by both teams. That'll bring to the court the green shirts of post 4, the team of Diaz and Anderluck. Powerful forehand by Anderluck. Bueno on the rebote. Anderluck again. Bueno for another rebote. To the pad it goes. Point 4. Here's post 5, the black shirts, El Barba and Ben. Over serve. Point 5. Now receiving post 6 in the yellow shirts, CRB and Vuelo. Point 5. Here's post 7, the pink shirts, Lamonte and Douglas. Powerful backhand by Douglas. Rebote missed by Obarba. Point 7. Here now to complete the first round and receive, wearing the purple shirts, post 8. Rock in the front court, substituting for the scratched Ron is Carballo in the backcourt. Over serve, point 8. That completes the first round of play, and all matchups are now worth 2 points. First to return, post 1, Cool Fitness and Acier. Strong backhand by Cool Fitness. Point 8. Eight on the board with a 3-point serving to post 3. Fred and Ikeda. Fred takes the serve, rifles it. Carballo ran all the way to the 2 line. Nope, missed that one. Spend too much time in the front court, can't catch balls in the back court. Point 3. Here's post 2, the blue shirts, Bueno and Tennessee. Tennessee on the catch. There's the throw. Here's Ikeda. Bueno, strong backhand. Rebote coming to Fred. Fred hooked the rebote into the floor. Point 2. Chu has 4 points, serving to the 4 post. Diaz and Anderluck. Bueno, 2-all Rebote. Caught by Diaz. Diaz returns it. Landed just out. 1-2. Possible game point for Bueno and Tennessee. Trying to stop them, CRB and Vuelo. Bueno from the 7 line. High and hard to the back wall. Vuelo with a good catch on the backhand. Nice straight throw. Catch by CRB, dropped. Point in game, post to the blue shirts. Tennessee and Bueno. 2 wins it, 8 comes in second, 5 serves to 3. This is a playoff for third place. It's a great serve by Barba. Nice return by Ikeda. Ben with the carom. Fred tipped it in the front court. Point and a third place finish for black shirts opposed 5. El Barba and Ben. Unofficial order finish is 2-8-5. Your prices will be up in a moment. Results from Game 7. Our official is posted. Coming in first, post 2, Bueno and Tennessee. Coming in second, post 8, Rock and Carballo. Coming in third, post 5, El Barba and Ben.
There, Bueno. Second consecutive win for Bueno. We mentioned his first win. That was strictly in singles. Our singles and doubles standings are kept separate here. So Game 6 was his first singles win of the year. And for the team of Tennessee and Bueno, that gives them number 4 in this doubles tournament. So places them in a solo lead atop the standings now. They have 4 wins. Couple teams at 3, couple teams at 2. Long way to go still, but they do control their own destiny now. They are at the top of those standings at 4 wins. Prices up on your screen. Coming up right now. Stu's got those for you in a moment.
Up next, Game 8, Spectacular 7, singles match. Play to 7 points, points double after the first round of play. 2 scratches, Game 8, post 1. Scratch Ron, replace Ron with Bueno. Game 8, post 1. Scratch Ron, replace Ron with Bueno. Game 8, post 6. Scratch Jedden, replace Jedden with Ben. Game 8, post 6, scratch Jedden, replace Jedden with Ben. And that leaves us 5 minutes to the beginning of Game 8.
Stu, I got a good new Netflix show for you. I know you're an intellectual guy. You like, intellectual television. This is a good one. I really enjoyed this. Now we're new members of the media, right?
So you notice that I'm frustrated with something going on back here with the players. And now you're going to try to distract me with some nonsense about...
Stu's an intellect. I mean, the fans
I'm
love
not
you,
intellectual.
I
I do this for a living. Have you seen... Come on.
Intellectual television watcher. I would say that you're not...
I can be.
Yeah, you can be. You're not a reality TV guy, not like me. I tend to
No
watch that
ham-handed segues to try to improve my mood. No. Just
But
ease into it.
I will say, if you do you have a Netflix account?
Yes.
You do have a Netflix, okay.
Yes.
I would watch, it's called Trial by Media. I don't know if you've heard about it. As a man of your intelligence level, I know you're very smart. This is very interesting, and we're new members of the media now. We're announcers, There's a whole bunch of stuff that comes with this job, and, the power of words is kind of an interesting theme in there. So we're in an interesting spot here. We get to talk to the fans, entertain. So, there's kind of a double-edged sword with that, too. It's really interesting. Check it out. Seriously, I wouldn't tell you if I didn't think you would enjoy it. I think it's kind of it's
What's
higher
it called?
level. It's called Trial by Media.
Trial by Media.
It's really it's just the whole thing about now we got to engage with the fans. We got to keep everything in line. And it shows you what really happens. You're not obviously people in that show aren't announcing highlights, so it's a little different level than we're dealing with. But it just talks about the power of words and how that sort of impacts trials in court trials and. Certainly an interesting theme nowadays. So something to check out for sure on Netflix. Have you been watching anything else or any go-to shows on Netflix?
It's almost, I feel like I have to have a legal response. Yes, I watch television. Next question. Primarily cable news. Yeah. Next question.
The thing, I love cable news, but, sometimes very repetitive. It's good to get your mind off of it. Good to get into those, It's a little lesser... lower brow television. Is that the right term? Lower brow? Is that a
lowbrow?
Yeah. Would that be the right use of the word? Probably not.
How'd you use it? I stopped paying attention.
Lowbrow television? Like lower? Yeah.
Well, like you have lowbrow humor. I mean,
right,
I get what you're saying.
You get what I'm saying.
It's not an inappropriate use of the phrase.
Yeah. No. We got shout out Paulie. Paulie announcing. Yeah. We miss you, Paulie. Absolutely. Using a couple of his words that upper netting we call Machu Picchu here.
Yes, you blanket ripped that off from him.
I ripped off everything from Paulie, so I don't want to take any credit. None of it's me. It's all Paulie.
I mean, Paulie's probably wanting to get out of the house about now. He's looking at the TV set saying, "Is nothing sacred? Is nothing sacred?" Machu Picchu. Who would have thought to have called? No one would have thought to have called it.
No,
so Paulie did.
That's. We love Paulie's creativity.
And you've also co-opted his 2 awards, the Friday Night Phenom.
The Friday Night Phenom, the Cesta. We're years apart in age, but very similar. Both older souls. So shout out, Paulie. We miss you here. Stay safe, and we'll keep using your terms that you've been throwing out at us.
He's definitely missed. There's absolutely no question.
Creativity with the players. Obviously, last year with the fans, obviously a big hit as well. So be safe. Now less than a minute to the start of Game 8.
Yes, so not that there's any major crisis going on back here, just we have a list of rules. There's only about 13 rules for the players that they have to follow. These aren't court rules. This is how you...
The 13 commandments.
This is how you conduct yourself in the locker room.
Basic stuff, yeah.
And our locker room's closed because of social distancing, so the players are out and about, and they're a fun-loving bunch, and every now and then they get a little, let's say, rambunctious.
Sure.
And when they get rambunctious, some of the rules go kind of out the window.
Kind of.
And it requires 2 of us to try to enforce those rules.
How about that?
Otherwise, it becomes a little chaotic back here. And we'll begin game number 8. Serving in the red shirt, post 1. Bueno receiving blue, post 2, Carballo. Bueno serves. We begin. Over serve, point 2. Ball's got to land between the 4 and 7 line. Our next matchup has Carballo serving to Ikeda. It's a hard serve by Carballo. Carballo from the forehand. Difficult catch. Try to pick it up like that. Point goes to the 3. Here's post 4, the green shirt. Douglas receives. Big backhand by Douglas right off the tip. That's literally tipped. Right off the tip of Ikeda Sesta. Point 4. Black shirt at post 5 receives. This next matchup has Douglas serving to Anderluck. An excellent serve by Douglas. Scoop by Douglas. Powerful, powerful reverse. Anderluck going for a carom rebote. That's tough. That's real tough, especially when you're running. Missed it. Point 4. Here's post 6 in the yellow shirt, Ben. Powerful backhand throw by Ben. Douglas on the rebote. Point 4. 4 has 3 points. Douglas now serves 2. Pink shirt at post 7. Beautiful serve by Douglas. Nice catch by El Barba. Douglas from the forehand. Blasting it to the inside, where it scores. Point 4.
Just throws it with so much power, Stu, really. Just a tough play to defend there.
Douglas has 4 points. Here now to complete the first round and receive. And the purple shirt at post 8 is Kubala. Good catch by Kubala. Douglas for the rebote to the outside. Kubala picks it up in the air. Returns a carom into the pad. Point 4. Straight points to a possible game point here for post 4 Douglas. That completes the first round of play, and all matchups are now worth 2 points. On the court trying to stop him is Bueno. Douglas blasts it to the inside. Bueno's there. Bueno hard to the backcourt. Rebote's up. Rebote saved by Douglas. He just gets it up to the front wall, which is all you really need to do here. Rebote blasted by Douglas. Bueno makes the catch. Bueno throws a carom. Douglas read it. Turned to save it on the left side. Put it back inside to score. That is point in a textbook perfect game for the green shirt at post 4, Douglas. 4 wins it. This is a playoff for second and third place. 2 serves, 2-3. Wow. Carballo from the forehand. Fine second effort. Just fell short. Point and placed to post 2. 3 shows. Unofficial order finish. 4-2-3. It's official. Coming in first, post 4, Douglas. Taking second, post 2, Carballo. Coming in third, post 3, Ikeda. I'll have your prices in just a moment. Mighty Ocho 5344. And we'll get back to that because the screen rolled. Canelo 2-4. That's 2-4-4-2. First and second in any order. $27. Trifecta 4-2-3. Trifecta 4-2-3. That's first, second, and third place finishing. $78.20. The Mighty Ocho 53442424. Three of 8 numbers returning $3.40. Up next, ladies and gentlemen, is our 9th and final game of the afternoon. It's a Spectacular 9 Superfecta match. Next game is played to 9. That's 9 points, with all points doubling after the first round of play. There's a scratch. Game 9, post 8. Scratch Ron Ron, replace Ron Ron with El Barba. Game 9, post 8. Scratch Ron Ron, replace Ron Ron with El Barba. Post time for Game 9, just about 7 minutes away.
And game number 9 marks our only game that's a little bit different than the others in this performance. This will be a spectacular 9 scoring Superfecta match. What does that mean? We have a little video explaining how it's going to be slightly different. Take a look.
Spectacular 9 singles games are played with 8 players. Each player wears a different color jersey numbered 1 through 8 on the front. These numbers are traditionally referred to as post numbers. Post numbers are used to signify the order in which the athletes will play in a game. These numbers are also used for betting purposes. Don't be confused by the numbers on the back of our jerseys. Those are just for fun. Each game begins when the player in the post 1 red jersey serves to the player in the post 2 blue jersey. The served ball must land between the 4 and 7 lines marked on the court's side wall. If the ball lands between those lines, the serve is good and play continues until one of those 2 players wins that matchup. The player who loses the matchup exits the court and waits for his next turn at the end of the rotation. It's important to note that every game has 2 rounds. The first 7 matchups in a game make up round 1. Each matchup in round 1 is worth 1 point. Round 2 refers to all matchups that take place after the 7th and final matchup of round 1. The number of matchups in round 2 varies from game to game. And in round 2, each matchup is worth 2 points. The first player to earn 9 points wins the game.
And we're back with 4 minutes to go until we begin Game 9. And Game 9, like you just heard, Spectacular 9 Superfecta match. That means it's played to 9 points. And points will continue to double after the first round of play. So yeah, that was a pretty spectacular game for Douglas. Obviously, we're used to seeing him dominate overall. Dominate does not mean win everything, but he's obviously a very dominant player. What it comes down to he does the basics as good, if not better than anyone else, meaning he catches. His positioning is absolutely impeccable. His power on both sides and the capacity of throwing the ball where your opponent's not. If you're able to do those things, you'll be just fine. And he's actually played great. But that was the most explosive that I've seen him this season so far.
Yeah, no, he was just, he gets in these rhythms where he's just firing the ball, and it really flies. We have this view right behind him, and you can just see it's a different level of power that he puts into it in some of those. And about Douglas, something that the fans at home may not know, something that I was certainly confused about at first, real name, not actually Douglas. That was something that it took he was delayed in his start last year, so a couple weeks. He was not playing, and you know the origin maybe a little bit better than I do, and as to why his name is Douglas, right?
Well, it's his middle name.
Sure. Yeah,
so yes, absolutely. It is his name, but it's
his first name,
it's
not
Matthew
his first name.
D. Langhans.
Right.
And but his father played under Douglas in a little bit in Florida, in Central Florida, at the former Daytona and Melbourne Jai-Alai, but played at Milford Jai-Alai for a number of years, primarily in the 90s, all before Douglas was born.
Yeah.
Someone had commented online earlier that, his father played, so obviously no, he was born after his father retired.
Yeah.
And there were no Jai-Alai courts, so he really had no experience, no throwing it around prior to January 2018, I believe, after he had shoulder surgery.
Yeah.
And as part of rehabbing it, they broke cestas down out of the closet in North Carolina, went to a racquetball court, and started throwing. That's where it came from.
Pretty cool story. I mean, they just have
it's a neat story.
They got the cestas in the garage.
Yeah, they showed up to watch us one day, and it's like, can he try out? Sure. Yeah, sure.
And we're happy he did.
And the rest is pretty much full history.
Yes.
Less than a minute to go till we begin Game 9. Final reminder, the Scratch Game 9, Post 8, Scratch Ron Ron, replace Ron Ron with El Barba.
And it's also one of those things, I mean, we know him, obviously know his name is Matt. Do we call him Douglas? Do we call him Matt? I find myself in this middle ground with a lot of the players. I mean, also a guy like Jedden. His name, that's his son's name. So, calling him Jedden, and that's his son's name, sometimes you're like, call him by their first name, call him by their player name. So, certainly interesting, and we'll get a couple more of those nickname stories for you throughout the season.
Yeah, well, fortunately, Douglas responds to Matt. He responds to Matt or...
Yeah, he responds to both. Sometimes, definitely Jedden the same way, or Tenard responds to both as well. So it's interesting these guys have gotten a new name also in this sport. So pretty cool.
We are ready to begin game number 9. Spectacular 9 Superfecta match. This game is played to 9 points, all points. Doubling after the first round of play. Serving the red shirt at post 1, we have Douglas. Receiving the blue at post 2. And a look. There's the serve. We begin game 9. With a drop ball, point 1. First up on the board in our 9th game. This matchup has Douglas serving to Kubala on post 3. Douglas on the rebote left side. Kubala, quick hop on the forehand. Back to the inside he goes. Douglas makes the catch. Fine forehand play by Douglas. 2-all by Douglas, scores point 1.
That's such a good shot there, Stu. Just winds it up, fires it into that side wall, that 2-ball, perfectly scoring into the side net.
That'll bring to the court the green shirt of post 4. Number 23, Ikeda receives. That is a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful Robote 2-all. Picture perfect. Landing in and scoring. Point 1. One on the board with 3 points. Here's post 5, Carballo. Carballo with a nice backhand. There's another one. Carballo stopped this one. Returned it too low on the carom, point 1. One on the board with 4 points. Here's post 6. Bueno. Robote comes out. This one clipped the sidewall. Bueno scooped it. That is a fantastic catch by Douglas. He caught it behind him. Scoop by Douglas. Karam hit the top of the pad. And the pad, any part of the pad, is bad. 0.1. 0.6, rather. Sixers to post 7 in the pink shirt. Here's Ben. Big backhand by Ben. Ben on the catch. Bueno with the 2-all. Beautifully executed. Nice effort by Ben to try to get that ball. Point goes to the 6. Here now to complete the first round and receive, wearing the purple shirt of post 8. El Barba substituting for Ron. Catch by Bueno. Hard to the inside he goes. That scores 0.6. That completes the first round of play, and all matchups are now worth 2 points through the end of the game. First to return, the blue shirt, post 2, Anderluck. Over serve, 0.2. Receiving, Kubala. White at post 3. Good catch by Kubala. He sends it deep. Robote comes to the forehand of Anderluck. Kubala with the catch. Backhand on the return. Kubala gets it over his head. Robote for Anderluck. Anderluck with another forehand Robote. Catch by Kubala. Hard to the inside. It scores 0.3. Kubala now serves 2. The green shirt at post 4. This matchup has Kubala serving Ikeda. It's a nice throw by Ikeda. Picada. The big bounce play comes from the forehand, high to the front wall, made to bounce just in front of the opposing player. That does, and it scores 0.3. Receiving, post 5 in the black shirt, Carballo. Good catch by Kubala. Robote to the inside. Forehand Robote by Carballo. Scoop by Carballo. Hard reverse. Taken in the air by Kubala. Carballo, nice forehand Robote. Placed in the middle of the court, though. Outside placement will score from the forehand of Carballo. 0.5.
Just great rallying there from Kubala for a couple straight points. Carballo found a way to end it going outside. Perfect shot and placement.
Carballo has 2 points. He serves to the returning one post, Douglas. Nice backhand throw by Douglas. Douglas on the forehand. Faked the carom. Wow. Went inside. It scores. 0.1. One has 6 points, but remember, 9 points are needed to win a Superfecta game. Here's post 7, the pink shirt. Ben. Catch by Douglas. Douglas with a hard throw. Stopped on the forehand of Ben. Carom by Ben. It's going to score. That is beautifully thrown by Ben. Wow. 0.7.
Yeah, just painted the line there. Great shot.
Here's post 8. The purple shirt, El Barba. Ball missed off the serve, 0.7. 7 has 4 points, serving to the returning Bueno in post 6, the yellow shirt. Swing and a miss, midcourt, 0.6. Bueno has 5 points. He serves to Anderluck in the blue of post 2. Anderluck throws high to the front wall. Rebote comes to the side wall. Bueno with a beautifully played forehand Rebote. Anderluck puts it over his head again. He cuts it off in the air. Forehand Rebote again. Here's Bueno. Back he goes. Lower. Taken in the air by Anderluck. Forehand Rebote. Played to pass. Bueno on the Rebote. Ball tipped. 0.6. Possible game point for the yellow shirt at post 6. Bueno trying to stop him. Post 4. Ikeda. That will score for the win. Point end game. Yellow shirt at post 6. Bueno. 6 wins it. 1 places, meaning Douglas comes in second. 3 serves 7. This is for 3rd and 4th place. Catch by Kubala. Ben sets up. That's a Chula that's going to score. Point and place to post 3. Point and show, rather, to post 3. 7 takes the quad. Unofficial order finish. 6-1, 3-7. Results from Game 9 are official. Coming in first, post 6, Bueno. Taking second, post 1, Douglas. Coming in third, post 3, Kubala. Coming in fourth, post 7, Ben. 6-1, 3-7. It's the official result from Game 9. Some inspired play there by Douglas. Came out of the last game that he ran straight out. Got an excellent momentum, but the truth of the matter is that Ben threw a terrific carom that Douglas couldn't quite get to. And Carballo took some out of some, even though he won the point, took some steam out. We have our prices for Game 9. Superfecta 6-1-3-7, returning $263.10. The trifecta 6-1-3, $365.20. The Quinella 1-6, that's 1-6 or 6-1, first and second in any order. $24.40. The win, returning a respectable $27.80. And while you're feverishly writing prices out there, we just kind of take a glance every now and then at, we don't particularly follow the comments, however we do sometimes see them, so we will not be answering questions specifically. However, we may here and there. And seeing some folks, we have Zada. Zada, I wouldn't expect you to remember that name, but Zada, who I believe played at the MGM in Nevada.
I was talking with my dad about that the other day. We were talking about the MGM Fronton. Sure. What did he have?
He was complimenting our players, saying that they're much improved. And
We agree.
and we definitely we definitely agree with that. And someone else pointing out that the only thing that's missing is Herb Alpert music, which that's a throwback to my first days announcing at Miami Jai-Alai.
That's a name.
That's back in the it's background music. It would have been music in the background. So some folks actually listening would appreciate it. There's absolutely no question about that. They would definitely appreciate Herb Alpert and the Tijuana Brass. It just always had a nice mesh with Jai-Alai. Not exactly the sound that I think our producer, the lovely Lindsay, is going for, but nonetheless, it did have a nice mix. It's nice. Nice
to have one day, maybe. Yeah, like
Herb Alpert Day.
Absolutely.
Seriously. So Scott, Lindsay, one day. That's all we're asking. One performance,
One day,
even.
yeah.
One
We'll
performance.
take it
A
a
little,
game,
a little Herb Alpert in between the games. That's always something we could look forward to. Obviously, we do appreciate you. We do appreciate the comments, and Lindsay does follow that the whole time. I just occasionally glance. Overall, some great play, Andrew. I don't think there's any question about it. It was some really good highlight. Douglas there in that eighth game. I mean, he blew through it like he was getting paid to do it. He was getting paid to do it.
Right, and usually when Douglas plays that well, you would have thought that Game 9 he was going to come back and win that one too. Came out of the gates firing again, but Bueno, 2 wins in this performance, had none coming in, so that shows you you get one under your belt. He got one in doubles as well, so that's 3 wins in this performance, and really is going to carry over through the rest of the season. We'll see how that goes. Strong.
Whoever it was that figured out, like in the 1920s, late 1920s, that highlight, this might be something you could bet on. It's like, because that's the best guy, he should win every game, but it doesn't quite work like that. He doesn't win every point.
Right. Yeah, in game number 9, we're saying with game number 9, you talked about Ben just threw that one shot that took Douglas off the court. It's that difference, that one shot. All it had to do was just, if it landed a couple inches more to the right, that's out of play. Douglas may run that game, but it happens that it lands in, and then, Bueno taking advantage of that opportunity to win. So it shows you one shot really changed the whole complexion of this game.
And I'll tell you, we're going to get a chance to do this again here in about an hour and a half. So that, ladies and gentlemen, will do it for this Thursday matinee performance of Live Jai-Alai in the Magic City on YouTube's Jai-Alai Channel. We're glad that you chose to join us this afternoon and invite you to join us again this afternoon when we'll play 9 more action-packed games at 4 p.m. We sure hope you enjoyed today's Jai-Alai action at Magic City. Please like and subscribe. Subscriptions are way up. We're very happy about that. Very pleased that you're taking advantage of that. Costs nothing to do it. Please like and subscribe to the Jai-Alai channel and let us know your thoughts and any questions you might have in the comments section. In that comment section, if we don't pick up the question or answer, there are many other people watching who are good enough to provide some information. On behalf of the players, staff, and management of Magic City Jai-Alai, we thank you for joining us today and hope you'll join us again at 4 p.m. this afternoon. Goodbye till then, till we can see you back here at Jai-Alai. Thanks, Andrew.
Take care, everyone.